first of all, how do you pronounce that?
I think it's Motueka, but I'm not genuinely sure. Motueka, Motueka. I don't know. Hello everybody and welcome to Misplaced Hours. This is the third in the enduring series of BrewDog single hop IPAs. This is Motueka. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Please correct me if it's not. This is a hop from New Zealand.
Now we're going to have to go with it. Oh.
Yeah, we're just going to commit now. So we're truly travelling around the world for this adventure. So again, it's a 6.7%, same malt bill, same quantity of hops, just different hop type. So, without further ado, let's give it a pop.
Absolutely.
And a pour.
Here we go.
So it's pour a fairly similar colour to the previous lot. It's definitely more carbonated than the last one, I think.
Again, I've noticed that the head isn't quite as big as the Galaxy was in the first place. Maybe that's because I'm actually getting a bit better at pouring it, to be honest. Yeah, I've noticed that. But it is well carbonated, and it's got a nice colour to it.
Yep, same amber hue to it. Same reasonably thick white head, but it's definitely not as carbonated as the Galaxy, just as Bid said. So let's give it a swirl and a sniff.
We're going slightly back into fruity territory now.
Yeah, definitely. Kind of what I like to smell though.
Yes.
That's kind of what I like from IPAs.
It's got a sort of a rich yet subtle smell to it, if that sort of makes sense.
Yeah, because it kind of, at first you get a lot of the tropical fruit character coming through, but then it's kind of, as you start taking more draws, you realise that's kind of quite subdued.
Yes.
In comparison, I mean, you've got that same sort of herbal sense that the Galaxy has, you know. It's
yeah, that's right.
Root, vegetable sort of aspect to it. But then it kind of becomes more of an imposing aspect when you think about it more. But the first sort of thing I got from it was, you know, the fruitiness.
Yeah, that was the first thing I got. Definitely.
And there's a bit of background sweetness, you know, from the malt, but it's definitely not as imposing as the Galaxy, you know.
It's definitely, yeah. Making me wonder if the taste matches the smell at this point.
Well, that's a very good transition, isn't it?
It is a very good transition.
So, let's taste it.
Let's see what I did there.
I'll see what you did there. Cheers. That tastes much better than it smells, actually.
It does. It's actually very surprising.
You've kind of got a dichotomy between the sort of tropical fruit character and then the piney hop.
Yes, absolutely. There was nothing there that I immediately grabbed onto. I wanted to go for the fruit first in a way, but then I got that sort of, like you say, the pine sort of flavouring to it as well. So well, that's quite a nice all-rounder in a way.
Yeah. It's kind of good.
Seems to have fused together. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, it is a real blend of the two different sort of characteristic flavours you would get with hops. And then you've got a nice bitterness to the finish. It's not as heavy as the Challenger.
No.
but then it's kind of on the same par as the Galaxy, and then you've got a slight sweetness to the aftertaste and as the finish.
Of the three that we've had so far, I would say this is almost like the go-between. Go-between the Galaxy and the Challenger, because it has all that fruitiness to it, but without it being the main, or what you would feel the main ingredient of the flavouring. Whereas it also doesn't have that very intense woody, sort of piney flavour to it either. So a very long-winded approach to saying it is in between the two of them.
It's kind of like the dual-purpose hop type, in that it provides a fair bit of bitterness, but it also gives you enough of the tropical fruits and also the piney characteristics, you know, to basically justify it as being quite a decent hop for, you know. I could, you know, happily drink this and not know it was a single hop IPA, and potentially think that it was a blend of hops.
Yes.
It's got enough of the individual characteristics to make you think that it might actually be a blend of different hops, you know, compared to...
Yeah, absolutely. I can imagine in a blind taste test. I would think the same thing as well. So no, it's a very, very nice beer, this one.
Yeah, in terms of the mouthfeel, I mean, it's moderately carbonated. I mean, it's not too thick, and I mean, it's not too cloying on the palate either. I mean, the flavours, they do reside, you know, on the palate after, but it's not, you know, like with the Challenger, you know, whereas you just get the bitterness.
Yeah, I mean, although it's a diverse taste, it's a very manageable beer, I guess. It doesn't demand too much out of the taste buds, but it gives you that interesting flavour to make you want to keep tasting it. Which is something that can be lacking in some beers sometimes.
Oh yeah, definitely. So you may have observed that the light has unfortunately gone out in the room. That's because we tried to do this take earlier and we ran out of film. So we're going to basically cut from the point where we were just about to review the arbitrary score. So Biz, what would you give this out of 10?
I'm sorry. So sorry. It was going so well.
Let's keep it. Come on. What would you give it out of 10 now? Come on. Composure, focus.
Well, okay. Seriousness.
Okay.
I think I would give this a 7.5 out of 10. Reason being is because, as I mentioned before in the Challenger, it was much more subtle. There wasn't the fruity taste that you would get from other hops, being a UK hop. So I rated that a bit lower because I do like the sort of tropical, the sort of fruity taste. So I would sort of place this in the middle, because actually this sort of has a bit of both. It's sort of like the middle ground, so I think it's only fitting to keep a little bit of continuity in my scoring to make it a 7.5. But it's a very nice beer, and I can imagine drinking a lot more of this in the future.
Yeah, I mean, just build up on what Bid said. It's seems like the New Zealand hop type's definitely garnering more attention from the UK the brewing scene, particularly with breweries like the Colonel and Hawkshead. They seem to be using them more and more, but they seem to be using them in a mixture of hop types, whereas here clearly it's just a demonstration of the one particular hop type, and it does seem to work quite well as a dual purpose hop type, even though I believe it's an aroma hop type. It definitely does provide you with, you know, the decent quantity of the piney hop character. It gives you some tropical fruits, and then you also get a decent sort of bite from the bitterness in the finish. So yeah, I mean, I would agree with, you know, the assessment. You know, it's a fairly good example of a single hop IPA, but it's, you know, it certainly doesn't match, you know, the quality of the Galaxy in terms of, you know, just being able to add a bit more to the proceedings, basically, but it still works fairly well in the context, and so, you know, I'm fairly happy with it. So.
Absolutely, and it's obviously going down pretty well, as you can probably tell.
Yeah, based on
done over sort of
how
1
long
night.
it's actually taken us to do it.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so cheers for watching, and we'll be back soon with the final offering in the IPA Zed range. So cheers, thanks for watching.
Cheers.